Welcome, good people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You said you're tuning in from work. Thank you for tuning in from work. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, it has been a long weekend, but I wanted to come really quick and talk to you about some of the shenanigans that have been going on. And I'm sitting up here like, what the what? What's going on, Shayla? What's going on, Shoot Bubblegum? Heal the Land. What's going on? What's going on? I'm like, what? What the what? Let me tell you something. We're not gonna even take any time getting in this today. We're gonna go ahead with what we got, and for the other folks that have to get the replay on this one. Listen, I have seen a lot of foolishness and buffoonery and buffale take place in some of the churches, okay? But never in my life, never in my life have I seen people with these types of titles, nor have I ever thought that I would see people with these types of titles partaking in this type of buffale, okay? Because this right here is some straight buffale. So, okay. So we talked about the whole situation where the woman was grabbed in church the other week, by Mr. Whitehead. At this point, I'm going to call him Mr. Whitehead. Y'all know I'm referring to the one that is known as Bishop Whitehead, but at this particular point, I'm going to call him Mr. Whitehead because I honestly don't know what his situation is. Lavelle, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'm sitting up here and I'm like, I honestly, as humans, we have the right to want to go and defend our names and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's a way to go about doing everything. And as members of the religious sector, one would expect people to conduct themselves in a certain manner. You would expect people to conduct themselves in a certain manner. Heavy on the expect. Heavy on the expect. When I tell you I'm looking, and I can see, the guy got upset with Larry Reid because he said that, Larry was making a mockery of him allegedly getting robbed in his church. I don't know anything about that. Like I told y'all before, I don't have any thoughts. I'm not gonna have any public thoughts. Let me switch that up on what I think may have happened with that, because that is none of my business. But we all did see the situation that happened with the lady being grabbed by the neck. Now, there are different people that have different beliefs about that as well. I stand on mine. Y'all gotta forgive me because this contact is dry. I stand on mine. And what I say with that, keep your hands to yourself. Now, could she have went about doing things a different way? Absolutely. Did she have to disrupt his service? No, she did not have to disrupt his service. That's going to be between her and God for whatever she did. She said God told her to do it. I don't know what kind of conversations that she had with God. I ain't here to make that type of decision. That's not my call. But I'm looking at Mr. Whitehead and some things bothered me. I feel like he has fallen into the YouTube trap. That trap being, you got me, so now I am going to get you. Now, y'all tell me what y'all think, because I could be wrong. But, the little bit that I know about the good word, the Lord said, God said the vengeance is mine, said him, And so I'm watching all of this stuff going on, and I am watching this man sitting there like a regular schmegular YouTube blogger calling himself exposing someone. And I'm like, where they do that at on YouTube? What the pastors and the ministers and the bishops when we started becoming part of these worldly things? And I'm looking at him and I cannot tell the difference between him and a common thug. And yeah, I said it, between him and a common thug. I was taking some notes. Y'all know it get a little crucial when I start taking notes now. Now, I took some notes because I could not believe. Hill, something got a hold of him. I promise you something got a hold. I promise you something. So I'm watching this live, and one of the first things this guy says on the live, he tells his subscribers or someone in his chat, he says, go and contact Tasha. Go and basically summons Tasha and let Tasha know that I'm on the live getting ready to talk about Larry Reid because she has issues with Larry Reid as well. What the hell? What in the hell? What got me speaking in tongues. When we start doing that, Bishop? Now, I said, let me see, because I need to take this somewhere real quick. I need to take this somewhere real quick. And of course, you know, she came on as she was summoned. She came right on in now. Okay. There's a, y'all probably ain't gonna like this, so we ain't gonna have too many folks in here on this, but there's a scripture that says, like a muddy spring or a polluted fountain is a righteous man who gives way before the wicked. Y'all got that? Like a muddy spring or a polluted fountain is a righteous man, this is supposed to be righteous, is a righteous man who gives way before the wicked. That's Proverbs 25:26. I just want to throw that out there real quick. So you just inviting the devil into all the foolishness. It kind of threw me for a loop because his goal, his sole purpose of this live was to expose Mr. Larry Reid. Now, I don't know anything about Larry Reid except he's supposed to be a man of the cloth as well. I don't know what's going on with these people because when I'm watching, I can't really tell. I can't tell what the folks. This is not me judging. This is just, I can't tell. I don't know if we gotta, put on for YouTube. I don't know. But his goal was to expose Mr. Reid. So he was coming with the receipts. I mean, Hilda Land laid the carpet out, even steam pressed that mug for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, they made sure it was nice and right for him. So the first thing that he wanted to get into were some allegations that had been made about Larry Reid in the past. Now, I'm not going to get into all the intricacies of those allegations because that's what they are, and they have already been before the courts to my understanding. But this man said that he contacted the Raleigh Police Department, his team. Now he got a team. His team contacted the Raleigh Police Department about an allegation that involved Mr. Reid as a ex-offender. Those were his words. Put the S in front of it. Now I'm sitting up here and I'm saying to myself, I said self, myself said, what bishop would put something out there like that about somebody? That's my first question. My second question is, what police department in Raleigh, in Durham, what police department over there just blatantly gave out somebody's information? You just called and they just gave out that information. I'm from the Carolinas. That's why I'm asking for a friend, because I'm gonna have to check into that with my Durham self, because I need to know when they just started giving out certain information, especially with something that can be so delicate. But let me keep on going with this. So he went on and he talked about Larry Reid, and then he talked about the dude Jive or whatever. I played a part of his video whenever I showed the stuff that happened in church. I'm not really familiar with him like that. And he played some audio, right? And the audio was a guy telling a story of some stuff that allegedly happened with him and Larry. So my thing was, in this situation, initially he made it come across as if it was something that may have been done to a minor. But after listening to the story, the guy said that they were both adults when whatever allegedly happened. So I'm like, where is the there? And to my you the bishop. And I sat there and I looked at his face. And he was saying, oh, and Tasha's on here at this point, and they're saying, they're using the ested word. They're using all these words. And I saw sheer and utter joy on the bishop's face. Now, surely somebody's wife, what's going on? Now, being a therapist myself and as a bishop, a minister, you should be somewhat of a counselor yourself. Y'all, this hair giving me the blues, child. Yourself, then I can't see you taking any type of harm that has been done to someone allegedly. Queen Keisha, how you doing? My thing is, if something did happen, exactly, he looked excited about it. And that bothered me. And I'm sitting here like, what type of BS is this? And then you have Miss Tasha sitting up there with her drink, and it was just a whole lot of BS to me. I'm sitting up here. You got the so-called bishop at the top. He at the top of the page. You at the bottom drinking. The bishop say he about to go take him a sip. You like showcasing the name of your drink. That you, like, I don't know. I don't know exactly what all they had going on. But in the midst of playing the audio, and he's sitting here and he's calling this man, this type of offender and all this stuff. And first he said allegedly, and he said, I'm not going to call him that. And then he turns around and he calls him that. So I'm sitting up here like, and he's saying that he allegedly did this to 3 men, right? To 3 men. Okay, the first thing I'm going to say, when I look at all of their behaviors, none of them are acting in a godly manner. But that's just me. Everybody have their day. Everybody sin and fall short, myself included. So there it is. But some of the stuff they doing and saying, hands dirty all the way around. And there is a common denominator. There definitely is a common denominator, and that happens to be Miss Tasha. And people are falling right into this mess with her. And I understand people want to get the kudos and all this recognition on YouTube, but we're going to go back to that basic verse, that basic question: what good does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? And I'm saying this because if this man, this bishop, was truly robbed before, what you're doing all this stuff, what do you think is going to happen next? Because these things that are going on right now, no sir, no ma'am, no Sam, no ham, I don't know what y'all got going on, but this ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't that. I'm telling y'all. So then he goes into the thing talking about the guy Jive. So he said that Jive spoke about his mom and called his mom a hoe. Okay. So he proceeds to go into, you want to talk about mamas, you want to talk about mamas, let's talk about your mama. Let's talk about your mama. And I'm sitting up here like, am I really watching a bishop or am I watching Wildin' Out? Because I could not tell the difference. I could not decipher between the two. Like, what is really going on up in here, because this cannot be a bishop that is talking at this particular time. It ain't, nah, this ain't a bishop talking. This could not be a bishop talking. So he goes on, and first he says that he's not worried about this guy named Jive because Jive won't bust a grape in a fruit fight. This is the bishop talking. I'm gonna take him back to a minister. This is the minister talking. Like, are you calling people to fight? Like, but let me move on. So what he did was he got his people, he got his team to go and look up this man's mom, to go and look up information on this man's mom, and he put information out about the guy's mom. Now, it's my understanding that this guy Jive had already put the information out about his mom before, saying that his mom had been in jail. There was some, fraudulent activity. There was some money, allegedly she stole money from something, from an organization. She's allegedly doing 24 years, whatever. And Whitehead is going, like, he's going in on this. Okay, I'm like, press pause for a second. Press pause, okay? Because Whitehead is a felon, okay? So I'm trying to figure out, how in the world are you a felon that did time for stealing identities and making up fake accounts with people's information, and your stuff totaled up to at least $2 million, and you had some other stuff going on. I'm like, how did it work? See, that's the thing that gets me on YouTube, because you got people that are committing their own crimes, and then they got the mitigated gall to come up here and be pointing out the crimes that everybody else doing. How you talking about that man mama and you were in prison for the same thing? And we got this. She doing 24 years. 24 years. You were supposed to be pushing during that 30, bro. Like, how does this work? How does this work? Now, I'm all for people changing their lives around. But what this is showing me at this particular point is that no. The change hasn't been made. The change is not changing. Something ain't right. And he talked about Jive, being arrested too, and said the reason that Jive got off is because Jive snitched on his mama. And he said that he was 19 at the time. Bruh, let me say this. I just want to say this. I want to say this. Now, if you're going to talk about somebody that's 19 committing some crimes now, he was 19. You are a grown, rushed behind man doing this stuff that you were doing. So I'm sitting up here and I'm trying to figure out how exactly does this work, and what in the world does this have to do with kingdom work? Somebody please tell me, what does this have to do for kingdom work? What does this have to do with it? You sitting up here trying to bring other folks down. What does this have to do with kingdom work? So he's sitting up there, he's giving out all her charges and all this stuff, and he excited. I really want to show it to you guys. But he's just all excited, like he's all into it. Oh, and don't make me show this, and don't make me show that. And then all you got to do is keep my name out your mouth. All you got to do is keep my church members' name out your mouth. Keep any church member's name out your mouth, and I won't come with the other audio. Huh? So what now? See, I'm gonna have to bring the word in real quick, because Bishop forgot the word. In Romans 12:19, Whitehead. In Romans 12:19, it says, "Beloved, never avenge yourselves, but leave it to the wrath of God, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord." He ain't say nothing about you bringing your butt on YouTube, following behind some other blogger that don't sing it. Following behind some other blogger that child. Yeah, he did. He said, "Keep the church out your mouth." He did. I heard him say that. I heard him say that too. But this is my thing. You can't tell another pastor, another minister to keep that, because both of y'all, come on. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? I'm listening to the language like all the way around, and again, like I don't have child. I'm just whoa. What's going on, Judge Jay? Okay. See that no one repays anyone evil for evil, but always seek to do good to one another and to everyone. I got to go back and try to remind them of what the good book says. I'm gonna play I'm not gonna play it on my screen because I don't want nobody trying to come after my channel, but I'm gonna let y'all hear some of this, because this was a bunch of buffoonery. This was really a bunch of buffoonery to me, and I'm like, this is what we're really doing right now, huh? This is what we're doing. So let me get it to the right spot. Let me get it to the right spot, child. Oh look, that ain't the one I want. I'm hold on, let me find this thing. I want the right one. So y'all can just get just a little bit, just a little bit, child. Cause this thing just it hurt my spirit. I'm like, what? Okay, here we go. Now let me.
And transferred more than $25,000 into.
Let me take it back a little bit.
I'm trying to keep up with y'all comments. I'm sorry, they are going so fast. But
this is from Sean Davy Wade.
I'm trying to keep up with them, but y'all, there's so many of y'all. Thank you, Miss Michelle. Thank you so much, sweetie. Go to that real fast. In the case. Okay, here we go. I want to read this really fast, y'all. In the case of Jives Neely, that was his mother's name, she was convicted on multiple counts of racketeering, conspiracy, money laundering, forgery, and theft in Florida in 2007.
I'm gonna take this because
stealing 200.
Let me pause that while he's talking about that guy's mom. Let me take it past that. Actually, let me go ahead of that.
Church. He did a lot, and I did not do anything to this man, y'all. I didn't do nothing. I don't even know him. And he had, if you look at his YouTube, I guarantee you'll see more of me on his YouTube than anybody else. Him and Lil Jive. I'm going to take care of Lil Jive today, y'all. Like Jay-Z said, he ain't even worth it. I'm going to give him half a bar.
He quoting Jay-Z. This joker's supposed to be quoting the Bible, quoting the gospel. He quoting Jay-Z.
Larry Reid.
And Jay-Z don't stand for Jesus. It is not for Jesus. He quoting Jay-Z. Okay?
talked about me.
Jigga Man, he quoting Jay-Z.
Oh,
child.
Man, it's just been crazy what this dude's been doing. Lying after lying on me. If it's the truth, it's the truth. I'm gonna let you know. Lying. So let me tell y'all something. For everybody sitting here saying, "Oh, you obsessed with Larry Reid?" No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I have a huge platform, and my people are saying to me, "Who is Larry?" He thinks everybody knows him in his world. Who's Larry? Who's Larry? I said, I just gotta take care of this business, y'all. That's it. And I gotta make sure I defend the church, defend the gospel. So this right here,
bro, you're not defending the church. So Larry, you defending all types of holy hell. He is defending all types of. This don't have nothing to do with the church. You're not gonna bring the church in this foolishness.
You're alleged victims, and if you stay quiet and leave the church alone, and you leave me alone, I'll leave the other audio. I have about another in my possession, probably about another 8 to 10 hours of audio. Yeah, I got a stash, y'all. I have paperwork that I haven't even talked to you guys about.
Now it sounds to me like he's trying to extort somebody.
Larry Reid.
I'm just saying.
Keep your mouth out of church business. If I hear anything that you're attacking a pastor, a bishop, anybody in the church, call Bishop Whitehead. I'll send you the audio.
What's up, Mano?
And we can play it together. I have so much audio and I have so much paperwork. I don't want to hear, "Oh, that's old." All right, y'all can try to gas me. No, it's not. My team did the verification, and this stuff is still open. And it's
press pause. The only team that you should have is Team Jesus. Okay? Hallelujah. What is this? If anybody hears him saying anything, just hit me up and I will share the audio with you. This is what he said. I will share the audio with you and we can listen to it together. This what we doing now? Let me tell you, looking at this thing, dude look like a straight thug. I gotta let me pull this up on my tablet. You know what? I'll pull it up on my screen. Lord, Sean Davy Way, baby, please don't hit my channel for this child. Y'all go check out Sean Davy Way because this came from his page. I'm using this from his page, but I need y'all to see this just for a minute. Just uno momento. Because I can't like, number one, how do you align yourself with this type of foolishness? Like,
thank you, Miss Michelle. Thank you so much, sweetie.
Again, this is Sean Davy Way's channel, guys. Go check him out. Hold up, let me get this right real quick. I was watching this, y'all. I was like, is this Joker for real? Like that's
Nearly, that was her mother's name. She was convicted on multiple counts of racketeering, conspiracy, money laundering, forgery, and theft in Florida.
That lady said, "Lord, what did he do? Steal the 10 Commandments? What she do?"
$200,000 from a school voucher program intended for kids with disabilities.
Hold on, let me go past that.
This is so messy.
All right, y'all. So that's Sean Davy Way. I want to give him his credit. That's Sean Davy Way. And let me show this right here because this is his page right here. That's the subscribe button. There's the join button. Go check him out because he has been covering this and he's trying to be unbiased to the best of his ability.
by flooding that morning. Auditors found no signs of flooding at the site and were advised by the building maintenance personnel there had been no plumbing, roof, or any other leaks that day. A review of Kingdom Dominion bank records found that Job nearly did not use the funds to...
Let me go forward.
You need to keep your mother away from all paperwork. Y'all not good with paperwork. A woman calling herself a prophetess instead.
So
when I get off this right, I'm gonna call my mom and say, "Mommy."
He starts talking about conscious TV.
I have to give you some time, and I ain't giving you no more time. Where's your mama? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?
Now I'm gonna just stop that right there for a minute. I just wanted y'all to see what he had going on, because to me, this is not God behavior. That's not godly behavior. Natasha Monique, who's your spiritual brother? Lord knows, I hope it's not the bishop. Who's your spiritual brother? He's talking about King Job's mother. So there was another video, and it goes into detail. And hold on, y'all. You know what? At this point, I'm just gonna show it, and because it gives a good breakdown of who he is as an individual and what he has gone through as well. And I'm gonna put it on here because it's not something that is derogatory. It's not something that is necessarily defamatory. It's just giving just straight information, and I will stop it in between because I do not own the rights to it. King Jobs. Okay, I got you, boo. Gospel Glam, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hold up. Okay. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys this, and you guys can make an informed decision. And again, if the people end up telling me later I have to take the video down, then I would gladly take the video down because I do not own the rights to the video. So let me see if I can find it.
At first,
again, I do not own the rights to this. This is Pablito's
glance,
way.
Lamar Miller Whitehead gave off the vibe of a successful New Yorker. In 2005, he purchased a home in Teaneck that cost nearly $500,000. He was always decked out in the latest fashions and was often spotted in a luxurious mink coat. While driving around in his Land Rover SUV, he displayed all the trappings of wealth. In reality, authorities determined that his money didn't come from his music industry connections, as he claimed,
Say what?
but through a joint criminal enterprise that included stealing the identities of multiple victims and making extravagant purchases with the ill-gotten cash and credit.
Now let me press pause. Now, how in the world are you talking about this guy's mom and what she supposedly went to jail for when you were doing something similar and you actually went to jail? Prison. There's a difference between jail and prison. You actually went to prison for it. Like pot, kettle, black.
Investigators had been trailing him since a suspected accomplice was arrested in 2004, and police finally caught up with him in 2006. By that time, prosecutors said Whitehead had stolen at least $2 million through the scam, and he faced
$2 million. $2 million. Cartoon cute, right? Shout out to Pablito's Way.
Faced several charges related to identity theft. While searching his Teaneck home, police recovered a stolen firearm, a cherry on top of the fraud charges. Whitehead used the stolen identities to open lines of credit in his victims' names. But authorities wouldn't understand the true scope of the scam until they concluded the investigation. Whitehead was convicted and sent to prison, though he emerged years later with a new persona and claimed to be a man of God. In addition to launching a church of sorts, he threw his hat in the ring as a candidate for Brooklyn Borough President. Along the way, he made some powerful friends and allies, including New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Meanwhile, he maintained that he was innocent of all the charges that led to his incarceration. As a political candidate, Whitehead emphasized his commitment to restoring the right to vote for individuals with a felony conviction on their criminal records. In 2021, he praised then Governor Andrew Cuomo for signing a bill that would do precisely that. He also used the opportunity to proclaim his belief that he was wrongfully convicted years earlier. His victims and critics were skeptical that Whitehead had authentically turned his life around. Still, many others were drawn in by his promises and flowery language when he launched Leaders of Tomorrow International Churches with campuses across the Big Apple.
I'm going to pause this right here. Let me pause this right here. So they are going to talk about his churches that he had, all these campuses, and how he was falsely claiming and collecting money as a non-profit organization, and he received paperwork allegedly that basically told him to cease and desist with this non-profit mess and stop claiming that you are a non-profit when you are not. So he had to go back and do his business as a for-profit. You don't have a lot of churches that are set up as for-profit. So he had to change up his whole business structure because he wasn't officially a nonprofit. He was not a state nonprofit. He was not a 501c3. Okay, he was not a 501. Just Jay, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. He was not a 501c3. He was lying to people to get those donations. I digress. Let's move on.
Organization's website portrays him as a radical, revolutionary, innovative, anointed, and cutting edge, and describes some of the challenges he has faced throughout his life. As an infant, the site explains, Whitehead was left without a father.
What in the hell? I see a whole dog right here.
Father, when local politician Arthur Miller was killed by a group of police officers. That experience reportedly contributed to Whitehead's commitment to activism and political involvement. As for his stint in prison, the church website insists that Whitehead was illegally convicted and sentenced to 11 1/3 to 34 years in prison, which was one of the most challenging periods in his life.
So this is what I'm saying. If this other guy's mom is doing 24 years in prison, and you were facing up to 34 years in prison, then why are you so happy and excited about this woman doing this time for some type of financial crime when that's what you went for? Like, how much sense does that make?
Serving 6 years behind bars, he was released and, according to the site, used the experience to launch a program designed to keep troubled youth from venturing down the wrong path. In 2014, Whitehead became an ordained pastor. 2 years later, he was named a bishop and used that title when running for borough president and in other public settings. His church's honorable intentions didn't do much to reform his image among those who still saw him as an ex-con. Former New York police officer Eric Adams was elected mayor in 2021 and quickly began implementing changes that he believed would make New York a safer and more prosperous city. Before running for this office, Adams had served as Brooklyn borough president and a state senator.
I gotta pause this right here because I don't want to play this whole video, but I'm child. I saw the video with the young lady that was in the church when he grabbed her by the neck, and I think it was Gospel Glam. I think you right, probably about 13, if that. And I mean, let's be honest. You know, I don't go around counting people's pockets, child, because I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money to be counting nobody else's pockets because I'm poor mouthing right now. So I don't have no money. I don't got no money. And so, you know, I recognize when other people not used to having money like me, because I ain't used to having money. So I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking, and I said this the other night, and I really thought about it, you know, and this little animation here that was going on. It talks about him driving around the neighborhood in a Rolls Royce. He's driving around. He had a Maserati. You're driving around. You allegedly get robbed. You allegedly have on almost $1 million worth of jewelry, and you are renting out a storefront church. What is wrong with that picture? Priorities all messed up. Priorities just jacked all the way up. I mean, at this point, with the money that you spending on this stuff, you could have went and bought you a steel building and had them build the inside into a church. Or you could have went and bought several buildings. The money that it costs, you know, to drive around in those cars, or for that jewelry, you know, that had been bestowed upon you, that's a building, a more secure building. Since it seems like folks just be running up in the church, you could get a more secure building with actual pews and you know, not knocking it, but when you come across like that, like you have all these things, you come across as if you have all these things, and you got people, usually when you have churches like this and people that come across like this, they're usually doing well while their congregation is suffering. The congregation usually can barely make ends meet, and they're giving every dime of that church to the pastor, to the minister, to the bishop. Okay? That's why I'm sitting here and I listen. People find a way to move money in mysterious ways. People find ways to move. I'm telling you. And the fact that he was supposed to receive 11 to 34 years and he did 6 of those years, I don't know if he actually learned his lesson, because a lot of times people find better ways. You know, when they don't really have to do, you know, all that time, what they were really going, like when they don't really have to actually sit there and what they did, a lot of times they just perfect their craft. They learn better ways to perfect their craft. And for me, I'm just piece in the puzzle. What's going on? I'm just looking. I'm just looking because you're not a millionaire. Shoot, you're not. I'm about to make up a whole word. You're not even a thousandaire with 13 people in your church. 13 people in your church and 71 online. No ma'am, no Sam, no ham, no bologna, no salami, no treat meat, none of that. No, the math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. So I guess you shouldn't be surprised whenever you see him going and doing videos like this and coming after people like this, because again, now I'm seeing him being caught up in the YouTube mess. He said he doesn't have time to do this stuff, and I'm looking like, oh no, brother, you have time. You had time. You sat your butt down and made sure we saw every plaque that you had on your wall back there. You had time today. You had some time today. But being close friends with people that are mayors or former police officers, then surely somebody would have told you that some of the stuff that you are doing right now could come across as being illegal, bro. I mean, Bishop. I mean, minister. Child, who? Just saying. You can't be saying stuff and coming across like you trying to blackmail folks, Pastor. Not blackmail, but extort people. I'm just saying. But hey, YouTube is a place. He is not the first pastor that I have seen, not the first minister that I have seen on YouTube with the buffale. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna keep on rolling with that one. So he brought up Conscious TV, saying that Conscious TV was allegedly Larry Reid's boyfriend. Like, you a straight gossiper. Child, you want to gossip about something? Gossip about Jesus. Okay, hallelujah. Gossip about Jesus. This guy really came on to, child. Lord Jesus, Joseph and Mary, help me now. This joker came on here. He came on live. And he had to say at this moment, let me sit my religion to the side. He had to say, let me sit my religion to the side. What he told the people, he said the church people were like, well, who is Larry Reid anyway? Bruh. They said, people asking the same thing about you because nobody knew. Nobody knew who this guy was. Maybe people in New York knew who he was. I for darn sure hadn't heard from him, heard of him before. But my thing is, we're the ones that tell people to brush things off. Brush your shoulders off. Shake it off. What happens it is shake, shake, shake. Hey, shake the devil off. Hey, shake, shake, shake. Shake the devil off. What happened to all that? I'm trying to figure out, because somewhere the communication has been lost in its transmission. Something ain't right. Hey, Bishop. You invited the devil. Ooh, let me, child. Lord. Huh. Girl, hush your mouth. Yeah. I told y'all, listen, we can sit here and play all day, but there's some real spirits out here in these YouTube streets. You hear me? They come in every shape, size, color. I mean, straight chameleons out here in these streets. And, child. Okay. There was another clip from a video where I think him and Larry Reid were on the same video together, and there was this woman that was on the video. She would be considered a plus size woman. She started saying something, and he said, "Why are you talking? This has nothing to do with you." And he called her fat. Not only did he call her fat, but he proceeded to call her Biggie. This has nothing to do with you, Biggie. Biggie Smalls, Biggie. When I tell you, if the people in your church, if the people of your congregation, if the people in your virtual congregation don't have a problem with that, then something in the water ain't clean. Something in the water is not clean, because there was nothing godly about that. There was nothing humane about that. I mean, you just, ooh, child, oh my gosh. Like, where did we find, child? Let me tell you something. You gonna have to go back and take some classes or something, because you didn't get that full rehabilitation process. No. You're supposed to be a bishop. You should not be walking around here and being proud to be the author of confusion. Not even the author, you are the confusion. Now, let me say this again. All them doing some old shady stuff, some old shady bait. Leave people, families out of stuff. Everybody leave everybody family out of whatever they got going on. It is what it is. Okay? Leave people, families out of stuff. But at the end of the day, maybe it does not bother anybody else. Maybe it does not bother anybody else. But as a child of God, and I wear that as a badge of honor, as a child of God, to see people, pastors, ministers, bishops, people that say they are a representation of Christ, to see them out here doing this type of buffale, it pisses me off. I mean, like in a royal type of way, it pisses me off. So this is like one of those things where I'm not coming after anybody. I just cannot sit back and just watch you make a mockery of the God that I serve, because he ain't about this mess. Come on, like none of this stuff, like it's not about this mess. Come on, y'all. And you letting the same person like bring all this confusion and all this demonic stuff, like you're allowing this to come in. Again, like a muddy spring or polluted fountain is a righteous man who gives way before the wicked. You better start recognizing wicked when you see it, unless that wickedness is within you, so you welcome it. Because if you're not living right yourself, then you're not going to have a problem with that wicked stuff coming your way. You're going to tell it to come on in. Have a seat. Child, I'm just, look, I ain't get on here to try to preach to nobody. Look, my time is almost up. I got less than 3 minutes left. I just had to come on here and say something, because this just a bunch of bull to me. It's a bunch of bull to me. And my thing is, I can't tell nobody what to do, but if you're going to be carrying these titles, You better make sure you walking what you talking. Because this is, you talk about blasphemy like this is sick. This is sick. It's sick. It's ungodly. It's childish. It's just a bunch of mess. Y'all, oh my God, just a bunch of demonic spirits just running all over the place and people just going along with it. You better be careful about what you let in your house. And I'm talking about this. You better be careful about what you let in your house. You better be careful about what you allow in your spirit. I'm telling y'all, because this right here, this ain't it. This ain't it. This is not it. And yes, I see somebody in here saying something about money. Let me tell you, money is not the root of all evil. People are the root of all evil. People that worship money. People that idolize money. The money never did anything to anybody. Money can't walk, it can't talk, it can't dance, it can't do it. It didn't do anything. It's the people. It's the people. It's the greed. It's the gluttony. Oh, man, don't get me started. Y'all, let me get on off here so I don't go past this 6-minute mark. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. If you make sure you like the video if you have not liked the video. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to make sure I stick within my 60 minutes. So, yes, just the intentions in folks' hearts. Let me tell you something. It's not the money. Money ain't never hurt nobody. But people have, and they will continue to do so. With that being said, I hope y'all got something out of this tonight. I'm going to come back with this a little bit more later, but I just had to come on out just for a minute and say something about this mess that's going on right now. You guys have a nice night. I'll see you next time. Bye.